What's up guys, it's Declan with Janie Lake Services, and in this video I'm going to be giving you a review of all the different specialty equipment that you've seen on our social media. So I've personally operated 4 different types, so those are the 4 that I'm going to focus on today. And if you guys would like me to deep dive into some other pieces of equipment, drop a comment and let me know. But first I'm going to start with the WeDo. The WeDo is the yellow boat that is on our page that we used this entire past season. The WeDo, it is an awesome boat. It made us great money, but it comes with a lot of strings attached. So we had a lot of complications with it breaking down, and we'd have to build in maintenance days, or our schedule would get messed up because the boat would go down, and we dealt with a lot of these different issues. But more specifically, the bucket, like the 2 buckets that came with it, we weren't very fond of. They're very weak. And not that big. So we actually worked with a company called NLT to help custom make 2 different buckets for us, which was an absolute game changer. So if you do get a WeDo, I would absolutely recommend that you build different buckets. But another thing is the props. So you drafted about 2.5 feet because it's driven by props, 2 props in the back. And they just get beat up in ponds, and so much fishing line gets caught in them. So you have to take the props off every single time that you use it, try to get all the fishing line out of there, and it actually breaks the hydraulic seals in there. So everyone has this issue. Every WeDo owner that you talk to will share a lot about these issues, but the WeDo has a lot of problems. It can make good money, but it's not the boat that I would recommend that people get. But second, let's move to the Aquagator. And the Aquagator is very similar to the WeDo, and this is actually made by Crucial and Stones Aquatics down south. So check out Crucial and Stones Aquatics. Both of them are very cool companies, but we got to demo the Aquagator with Justin Stone. And this boat was an absolute beast. It's just made to be an industrial machine. So this is something that I really liked. And we actually had a flag like stuck in one of the props the entire day, and we didn't even feel it. If it happened on the WeDo, we wouldn't even have been able to drive the thing. But this thing, it's a little bit bigger, it's a little bit bulkier. It has like 2 sets of a decent amount of things in like the engine bay, just in case things break or go down. But it's a very powerful boat, very industrial, and the WeDo can pick up about 400 to 500 pounds. We push it a little bit more, but then the Aquagator was clearly pulling more than that. I don't know how much it was pulling up, but it was a lot more material than the WeDo ever could. So I really liked the Aquagator. It was a very cool machine. It is still prop driven, so if you're trying to get in really shallow areas, it won't really be able to get into those areas that well. But it's an awesome boat for cleaning out smaller lakes, some bigger ponds. It's a great boat if you're going to be doing hard jobs, if you're going to be beating it up. That thing's going to treat you right. But then third, let's move into the Truxor. So the Truxor is really cool. They make them in Sweden, and it's actually an amphibious machine. So it's kind of like a tank. You can just drive it straight off the trailer into the water, or right on the ground into the water, whatever you want. It's very, very cool. And I got to carry out a job with it because our buddy at Reese Aquatics up in Wisconsin, they've got 2 of them, and he helped us out with a project, and that boat's really cool. So you don't have a lot of speed with it, where the WeDo and the Aquagator have a little bit more speed traveling around. You don't have a whole lot of speed, especially in open water, but the fact that it's amphibious is huge because a lot of ponds don't have boat launches, and we fell into that problem a lot of getting stuck or not being able to do the job because we can't get the boat into the water. The Truxor eliminates all of that. So very cool in that sense, and it doesn't leave marks either. It's very light-weighted when it's traveling, like it distributes the weight really well. But their lift capacity, like their rake is very, very wide. Their original rake that comes with it, I think it's like 11 feet or something. It's awesome, but it only lifts about 400 pounds, which we're always trying to target a little bit more than that. But it's also got a bunch of different attachments, like an excavator arm on the front, and cutters as well. So it's really good for cattails. I've heard a lot of really good things about it. I liked it when I operated it. And a few things that I've heard is that when it's in very muddy areas, it struggles and you have to do like a 6-point turn or whatever. So that is some of the negatives that I've heard about it, but overall, very cool boat. And if you're going to be working a lot at golf courses or ponds that don't have good places to launch an AquaGator or a WeDo, I would absolutely recommend getting a Truxor. But then lastly, let's dive into the inland lake harvester. And this I'm really excited about because we actually just bought our own inland, and there's a reason why we bought it. It is literally the best boat for what we're trying to do. So the inland, it's not prop driven. It's actually powered by paddle wheels, or moves through paddle wheels, which is very awesome and allows you to be super shallow. So we specifically got the Inland 100, which allows us to, with an empty load, draft in 8 inches of water, which is insane. A huge upgrade compared to the WeDo. And then with a max load, it will be about like 12 to 13 inches drafting, which is awesome. And a max load is 3,000 pounds, but I've heard that we can push that a little bit and go more. So I'm looking forward to seeing how much weight we can do with that boat and how big of jobs we can do in a single day. But it is super cool because you can target, specifically with our boat, you can target weeds 4 feet down, 5 feet wide, collecting those and bringing them up. Super awesome, super convenient. You can target all these different types of weeds. You can also skim the surface with algae or anything like that. And then you can also cut cattails with it. There's some people that have removed muck with it before, but no one recommends that you should. So I'll just throw that out for you. But the Inland 100, the one that we got, is a perfect size. It's not too big or anything. When you get to the bigger inlands, they're very big. You need a CDL and everything like that. So we will work our way up to that, but right now it's a little too big. So the Inland 100, the one that we got, you don't need your CDL. It's just under that limit, and it's super convenient to be able to do that stuff. But this is going to be a game changer for us because compared to the WeDo, we're able to cut and collect at the same time. Where the WeDo, you have to cut it and then you have to go chase it down, or if you're ripping out with the roots, you got to rip stuff out and then dump it and then switch buckets and go collect. It's a whole process with the WeDo, and it's very time consuming. But with the harvester, being able to cut and collect at the same time and load up to 3,000 plus pounds, it's going to allow us to do very efficient jobs. And so I'm very excited for it. And we've got to operate a few of the bigger machines, and they're just like so strong. Like you don't feel like you're going to tip at all, or like the WeDo, you're always wobbling or whatever. These are just rock solid. So that's why we are going with them. And the inlands never break. The first guy who got some of them 30 years ago is still operating those, which is absolutely unbelievable. So the ROI on getting an inland is better than any of the other like smaller harvester industry type boats. So the ROI is way better for it. Its lifetime is going to outlive all these other ones that have all these issues. Because there's a lot less moving parts, but it carries out more stuff, if that makes sense. But the ROI, the lifetime, it's just a strong built machine. All of that combined is why we are moving forward with inland, and we've been able to help them out with a little bit of social media, which is so cool because it makes me so happy to be able to do that for a company that we are truly using and going to continue to buy their boats. So you may think I'm biased because I recommend the Inland Lake Harvester for anyone who's going to get it. If you want to get into the smaller harvesting industry, that is the boat that you want to get over the WeDo, the AquaGator, or the Truxor. If you're going for specific areas like only cattail work or places that don't have boat launches, shoot us a DM or a comment or anything and we'll talk about it and help you out. But I overall recommend the Inland Lake Harvester over those other three because it will just last forever. You will make a bag, and it's just an awesome boat that doesn't break. And also the owners of that company are literally the nicest, most genuine people ever. I don't know, I've been saying so much, but that is a quick summary of those 4 boats based off of my experience and what my peers have told me as well. So if you liked this video, drop a follow and drop a comment of what else you want to see, and I'll make it happen.